What's up, guys? This is Mr. Eldridge, and in today's lesson, we're going to look at the Articles of Confederation. Under the Articles of Confederation, the government structure in the United States was characterized by a loose confederation of states with a weak central authority. The key features of this system included a unicameral legislature, where each state was represented equally with one vote, regardless of its size or its population. The legislature held the primary governing authority and was responsible for making laws and conducting affairs on behalf of the Confederation. However, there was no separate judicial branch that was established. All disputes between states were resolved through a committee system. This arrangement led to significant challenges in governance, as the lack of a strong central authority hindered the government's ability to effectively address national issues and crises. As a result, the limitations of the Articles of Confederation ultimately paved the way for the Constitutional Convention. Under the Articles of Confederation, Congress had limited powers as the primary governing body of the United States. Congress had the authority to conduct foreign affairs, declare war, and make peace. It also had the power to establish and maintain armed forces, coin money, regulate weights and measures. Moreover, Congress played a significant role in settling disputes between states and overseeing the development of a brand new territory. However, its power was constrained by a lack of authority to enforce its decisions or collect taxes directly from the states. This limitation weakened the central government and made it difficult for Congress, specifically, to address economic and military challenges effectively. The weaknesses of the powers of Congress under the Articles of Confederation eventually led to the recognition for the need of a stronger federal government, i.e., the culmination of the drafting of the United States Constitution. Also, under the Articles of Confederation, there were obligations required by the states. The states held sovereignty and powers, and this is going to be significant. Each state retained its own independent government and had the authority specifically to manage its internal affairs, such as regulating trade and commerce within its borders, establishing local laws, and conducting its own elections. States were responsible for appointing their delegates to the unicameral Congress, which represented their interest in national matters. Additionally, the states had the power to raise their own militias and oversee their defense. However, the central government's powers were limited, and it relied on the voluntary cooperation of the states to implement its decisions. This setup often resulted in conflicting state laws, trade barriers, and difficulties in coordinating unified action, leading to the challenges in effectively governing the young nation. The weaknesses of the state-centric structure under the Articles of Confederation eventually prompted the move towards that more centralized governing authority in the United States Constitution. One of the primary issues of the Articles of Confederation was the lack of a strong central authority, resulting in a weak federal government and their inability to enforce laws and decisions on the states. This weakness extended to the inability to collect taxes directly from the states, leading to financial instability and an inability to pay off debts from previous wars within those states. They also could not adequately fund national projects. The absence of a national judiciary meant that there was no mechanism to resolve disputes between states or interpret laws consistently. The unicameral legislature had limited powers, and unanimous consent among the states was required to amend the articles, making it difficult to adapt to changing circumstances or address urgent issues. These weaknesses created a decentralized system where states acted in their own self-interest, leading to economic rivalries, trade barriers, difficulties in maintaining national unity. As a result, the shortcomings of the Articles of Confederation ultimately led to its replacement with the Constitution, which allowed for a more robust, more centralized authority. Immediately at the end of the Revolutionary War, there is a time that we call the critical period. This is marked by numerous weaknesses and challenges that posed significant threats to the young nation's stability. One of the primary issues was the absence of a strong central government. The Articles of Confederation and its establishment of a decentralized system did not allow for the government to regulate trade. It did not allow for the collection of taxes. It did not allow for the enforcement of national laws effectively. This resulted in economic turmoil, trade disputes between states, who's going to pay off, how they're going to pay off their war debts, and there was no unified currency, leading to rampant inflation throughout the colonies and financial instability. The lack of a national military and the inability to address issues with foreign powers further compromised the country's security and reputation on the international stage. Internally, there were uprisings such as Shays' Rebellion. This highlighted the potential dangers of a weak central authority. This critical period served as a crucial learning experience for the United States. And then, of course, we know it eventually is going to lead to the summer of 1787. So there was a joint meeting in 1786 in a place called Annapolis. And this is going to play a pivotal role in shaping America's system of government. They convened in Annapolis to address issues related to interstate trade and commerce. Only 5 of the states sent delegates to the meeting. This raised a lot of concerns in regards to the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. The significance of the Annapolis Convention lay in its role as a catalyst for change. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, the delegates issued a call for a larger constitutional convention to be held specifically in Philadelphia the following summer. This decision laid the groundwork for that convention, where delegates from all states except Rhode Island convened to draft a new framework for the federal government. The discussions in Annapolis and the subsequent constitutional convention led to the creation of the Constitution, which established, as we have talked about, a more centralized government with broader powers, addressed the shortcomings of the Articles of Confederation. The Constitution's ratification transformed the early American government, setting the nation on a path towards a stronger federal authority and a more stable union. Thanks so much for paying attention to this video. If you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do so now. Thanks so much. Have a great day.